Serious criminals carry out serious crimes. To try to evade police, many well-resourced criminals use dedicated encrypted communication devices that enable end-to-end encryption, which scramble messages when they are sent and unscrambles them when the receiver opens them. Despite criminals' best efforts, numerous dedicated encrypted communications platforms have been infiltrated and/or dismantled by law enforcement over the last decade. In 2018, the AFP and FBI secretly worked with a covert human source to distribute their own dedicated encrypted communications devices called Anom. However, what criminals did not know was that the AFP had devised a way to track and decrypt all their messages sent on Anom and in near real time. Millions of messages were sent between criminals over 3 years, allowing the AFP and its law enforcement partners to prevent threats to kill, seize illicit drugs, weapons and dirty cash, and importantly, identify those using Anom to enable arrests and charges. Under AFP Operation Ironside, hundreds of alleged offenders in Australia and those targeting Australia from offshore were charged. Some have since returned to Australia and remain before the court. So far, more than 60 offenders in Australia have pleaded guilty or have been found guilty by courts and are collectively serving about 300 years imprisonment. Despite these efforts, some are slow to learn. In 2021, the AFP was approached by the French gendarmerie in relation to a dedicated encrypted communications platform involving hundreds of Australian users. Again, the AFP's uber-smart tech members set about developing a method to identify users of this platform, which included a 32-year-old man from Sydney, who the AFP will allege was the creator and the administrator of this platform called Ghost. Ghost enabled encrypted messages between users of the platform, had self-expiring messages and voice alteration. At one point in Australia, there were more than 390 active Ghost handsets. Illicit drug importations and threats to kill and harm were all allegedly planned on Ghost. The AFP will allege that Ghost has been operating since 2015 and has been marketed as a secure communications service of the future, costing about $2,350 for a handset with the Ghost app installed. The cost included a 6-month subscription that included troubleshooting for users. In parallel to the AFP's Operation Kraken that was established to investigate Australian users, Europol set up Operational Task Force Next. As to how the AFP were able to infiltrate this allegedly impenetrable end-to-end encryption platform, we can't say too much, but we can reveal that the AFP's digital surveillance techs developed a solution to which allowed the AFP to access data on Ghost's Australian-based handsets, including the encrypted messages of criminal users of the platform. Operation Kraken will allow the AFP and international partners to target even more organised criminals who thought they could outsmart police. Once again, the AFP was a step ahead. You may be thinking, what's next? Well, stay tuned, because the AFP's next significant disruption is already being planned.